Good morning. We always hope that you're beginning your day on a good note as you join us for 3+U. We never quite know when our day begins, which of our guests is going to be the first one, but we're so glad to welcome our first guest this morning back onto the show. You've probably seen her before. Her name is McKenzie Bergenback, and she has Medical Art Prosthetics. And even though we've talked many times, I'm always amazed at the talent you have, and so are the other guests in the studio. So good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thanks for having me.
We're going to be heading up actually next month to go to the Faces Camp up at Cloudland Canyon.
Yes.
At Camp Cloudmont, right?
Woodmont.
Camp Woodmont. And I did not know until just the other day that your office is right there in their building.
It is. I have a new location, and I'm actually located inside the Faces building, which is so convenient.
Yeah.
Because the clients that Faces helps happen to cross over to be the same type of patients that I might see.
In the event that you're saying, well, wait a minute, we haven't seen her before, let me tell you why we're so in awe of her. So you're of a hybrid background of medicine and art.
Right.
And through your very intense training and your master's degree, McKenzie creates they're prosthetics, right?
Yes.
But they are custom designed
Sure,
by you.
Right, so kind of a little bit about the process. We'll take an impression of the patient, and then we'll sculpt by hand and wax this kind of completion of their anatomy. And then we will cast silicone, color match silicone into a mold to create the final product, which is this kind of skin-like, detailed.
I'm going to put this on, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay, I want you to...
So this is a finger. Obviously, it's too big for Julie, but it would stay on by suction, actually. So it's kind of like a Chinese finger trap, where when you pull on it, it gets tighter. And we do that by taking the cast down.
Well, here's what I want people to see, and I know you want to kind of walk us through the different reasons that someone might find their way to you, but the skin is darker and the camera will only go in so far, but you see those wrinkles on my knuckle? They're there on here.
Yes.
If you look at your own finger at home, all those little lines that you have on the back, they're there on the back of it. And the skin tone underneath is perfect.
Well, thank you. Thank you. We use that art background to color match. We use color theory to, make it custom for every single patient. And that's really the difference here, is this is a psychosocial benefit of these prostheses. It's really feeling complete again, feeling confident in your identity, yourself. When you lose a part of your face, often that's synonymous with our identity. So It feels like we're losing a part of who we are, and sometimes that's really hard to grapple with mentally.
You used a phrase I will not be able to repeat, but this is the month dedicated to
our field. Yes. It's called
anaplastology.
So I'm an anaplastologist, and basically it's the science and art of creating custom prosthetics for people that might have missing anatomy due to trauma or birth defects or cancer resection is kind of our main three.
So you can work with children,
yes,
as well as adults.
Yes.
And I'm trying to remember what you told me, but the timeline is not that lengthy for you to get these in someone's
start
possession.
to finish, sure. So a lot of times, most of my patients actually will travel in. So there's only 50 of us in the United States. So when it comes to the area that we serve, it's pretty large. So a lot of my patients will travel in, they'll stay Monday through Friday, and by Friday they have a new prosthesis.
How did you find your way into this?
I was art and pre-med. I thought I wanted to go, the traditional medical school route, and I was in an interview for a medical school and decided, I really want to give back to the world best with my skills and talents, and I think I would be doing a disservice if I didn't combine art in some way. And so I looked up different career fields that combine both art and science. I found this program in Chicago, and they accepted 2 people into the anaplastology program. And when I got in, I said, this is my sign. I think this is what I should be doing.
And then how did you find your way to Chattanooga?
Yeah, I'm from East Tennessee originally. I grew up around Knoxville area, and my husband and I moved down, but this is really kind of a gap in the map, so to speak. So, there's not many practitioners around here, and so serving an area and serving patients in this area was really just kind of a perfect fit.
So if someone's watching and they have family in North Carolina, they might travel down here to see you.
So all over kind of the Southeast, they might travel into this area. We have a practitioner in Florida, so she takes care of that area, and then there's 6 satellite locations across the U.S.
So you mentioned, I think, cancer, trauma, and then birth defects.
Yes.
But so if you were in a car accident, let's say, and something happened to your face, but maybe it wasn't an organ, maybe it was your cheek.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Yeah, so it depends on the depth of the defect of like if a silicone prosthesis is a good option, but absolutely we could do part of the cheek. A lot of these are all whole prostheses, right? But we do a lot of partial prostheses. So maybe you had, it's called Mohs surgery, named after a Dr. Frederick Mohs, but basically he created this process where they do microsurgery to cut out cancer. So it might be they're cutting out skin cancer on your nose, and there's just a little piece missing that you want to be filled in with a custom prosthesis. So we can do partials as well.
Okay, let's say that happened.
Yeah.
Is that then kind of permanently or semi-permanently affixed?
No, so semi-permanent, I guess, would be the better description. So there's 3 different ways that these can be attached. And for a partial, we would likely use adhesive, so a medical grade adhesive. So think about dentures. You take those in, you take them out every night, you use the denture glue, right? It's very similar to that. It's a custom fit, it's matched to your anatomy. So adhesive is one route, and that's likely for a partial prosthesis. The other, we could do magnets. So there's a surgery that's involved where they place implants and put magnetic abutments through the skin. You do magnets on the back of the prosthesis and it clicks in and out.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the last one might be using the implant system again, but creating a bar and then clips on the back of the prosthesis.
I've got to wrap it up, but 30 seconds left. If anybody's watching and they're thinking, gosh, that would be for somebody I love, but I can't afford it, insurance covers this.
It does. Yeah, we have a central billing office in Madison, Wisconsin, and an expert at trying to get as much money for you as possible. Yeah.
Gosh, who knew that God could give that kind of gift to somebody? But thank
you so
goodness He
much.
did to you. So it's Medical Art Prosthetics. Her name is McKenzie Bergenback.
That's right.
Office is still on Hickson Pike?
New location. Yep, this is the new location in Faces building.
And the phone number is 877-242-7951. If you want to look them up online, it's Medical Art, singular, Prosthetics, plural.com.
Yes, thanks so much, Julie.
Thank you.
All right.
Local 3 News, coverage you can count on. Telling your stories from your communities.
Hello, I'm Kevin Bragg from Bragg Weight Loss. We change